city. It is the right thing to do for our residents, for our neighborhoods, and especially for our youth. Ignoring the reality of gas station heroin, living in a regulatory gray area, and having real public health concerns would be a dereliction of duty. I believe our job as a municipal government is to act when there is a gap that puts people at risk and to put safeguards in place where none currently exist. That's exactly what these ordinances do. It's about protecting our community and not waiting for a problem to get worse before we respond. So in an effort to make these ordinances as strong as possible and address any concerns, I will make a motion tonight to table to allow these conversations to continue. What I will not do is allow this to become an indefinite pause. I will not allow these conversations to become a delay tactic. The work must continue, and it must continue proactively. Some questions that were raised will be answered in a timely manner so that we can move forward swiftly with confidence. I will not let us delay this for delay's sake. Our goal is to get this right and get it done. So I look forward to continued engagement with the administration. I expect ongoing communication as the questions are addressed, and I am hopeful we will be in a position to pass these ordinances in the very near future. So that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a couple comments tonight, too, as well. Just to follow up on what Mr. Flynn had said, we did meet yesterday. I do feel like it was a productive meeting. And to also reiterate what he's saying, as long as I feel that this is sincere and the effort is to move this forward and to strengthen this ordinance and pass it in the end, I'll continue to work through this process. I think the meeting yesterday was very insightful. I think the individuals that showed up at that meeting learned a lot from some of the doctors that we brought along. I do think a lot of the processes that there was questions about are already existing. So I do feel strongly that this is going to pass. We'll give it a brief pause, but just want to reiterate that as long as the efforts are sincere, we will take this route. Moving on, there were some questions last week during public comment about Kaiser Valley. Some of the last bids went out this week, and the work has already begun in Kaiser Valley for the stormwater and the flood projects there. I've repeated it several times here. Back when I first got on council, within the first month,
So is that it?
The flood director.
I don't know.
Up to Kaiser Valley, I showed them problem areas.
Hey, are you still on Riverside?
We took a tour of the pump station. We took a tour of the areas along Newton Road.
Like, I don't know if they went to a recess.
Within 30 yards, 40 yards of where the rock slide came across Newton Road. So I'm glad that
Oh,
work
wait,
is getting
hold on,
done.
Laura's.
It needs to continue. There's a couple more. I believe there's a couple more easements that need to pass, but once that happens, I do
maybe that was
believe this
old.
work is going to get completed. Next one is the West Scranton Gateway. So with that Gateway project, it's a streetscape improvement project along North Main Avenue, 500 feet south of the intersection West Gibson to the North Scranton Expressway and the southbound ramps. What it includes is new curbs, sidewalks, period lighting, and related work, a retaining wall, trees planted, and traffic control during the project, and then pavement
I don't know what
restoration
I'm in charge
afterwards.
of.
What it didn't include is temporarily right now it's a one-way. Euclid Avenue is a one-way. When speaking to the administration, they let us know that it was PennDOT that suggested this one-way street. So I did have two questions regarding this, but the one thing I wanted to bring up was at the end of Dorothy Street, there's a business that's been there for over 90 years. I believe it started in 1936. It's the Emiliani Trucking. So there's a trucking outfit at the end of that street. It's a long-time business in our city. The family, they have a large family that all live
I'm
in
gonna
the
leave
city,
so I can
and,
charge my
I think
earbud
it's going to
up.
be detrimental to that company.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on mute. Overlap.
I believe they told me it was about 150
Hey,
feet of
everybody.
sight. So the question is, how was the 150 feet of
Hey.
sight line of sight determined?
I get so used to
And
just
then
like
how does
Sitting there
this
recording or
try. I'm
shooting
just like,
from
they
one
were
line
just
comply
chilling
with
again.
PennDOT?
I'll ask both those questions.
Oh,
Thank
dude,
you.
I think I have okay, now, sometimes I have an earbud in each ear.
We did ask some questions last week about the parks. There's a lot of improvements occurring in the parks. and
What
we're
a
getting
day
some
is
complaints
right,
about
man.
Individuals in the parks
What a
at
day is
night.
right.
I did get some lengthy answers here. but what I'm just going to put out is one of the paragraphs states
Did
that we're
you?
gonna
I
continue
can't
to
believe
work with
I
our
can't
IT
believe they
department
tabled it.
for more camera coverage.
I know.
And the SPD for additional patrols to ensure that the people are using the park for its intended purpose and hopefully during appropriate hours.
Yeah.
It is
I
recommended that the
mean,
public safety chief
they
meet
are
with the
kind of
chief
being
police
like,
for more
oh, well, as
information.
long
So,
as we're
Mr. McCain
gonna
will be
pass
having
it, like pretty much
several
saying like
meetings
we're
coming
still
up
gonna pass it.
in regards to that.
But I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll compromise. I don't know.
Some of the other things that we got were
Stranger
police
things have
activity around
happened,
the
I
park. So
suppose.
they did give us some of the
My phone's
the
about to
incidents
die.
at
It's
Weston Field,
39%. That's
52
911.
total incidents. So building checks, unrelated incidents.
All right. I'm gonna leave the meeting.
But there was some other calls, removal of disorderly individuals occurring during Code Blue, for individuals that were being housed at the shelter. There was also another 4 cases, a warrant, disorderly conduct, where arrest was completed during Code Blue, weapons threats, trespassing males being removed during the Code Blue. So we're getting police calls in that area of Weston Park. So I think it's definitely on the administration's radar that we need to secure the park, and it's happening during the night hours. They spoke about back road access gates that can be closed to vehicles, but there's several sports leagues that play in the area, and they need to load equipment on and off. But, I mean, this is understandable during daylight hours, but once we hit dusk and once we hit after dark, there's no reason that individuals should be in the park. And the signage is there, and we still want these parks secured at night to protect our assets and to also protect individuals in the area and those that will be enjoying the park. That's all I have for tonight.
Oh, I just seen super fun time quiz.
5B for introduction and ordinance.
Super fun
designating
quiz
the
time.
3100 block of Cedar Avenue as one-way
I haven't
southbound
seen that the
from
governor
Davis
signed the
Street
bill
to
yet,
Clement
no.
Street.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion that item 5B be introduced into its proper committee.
Okay, we're what, 7A, 7B?
On the question?
Yeah, on the question, like I said in fourth order, I'm going to make a motion to table this. I agree with Mr. Pocious. If something was signed and not completed, I don't even know why it's in front of us. I normally would introduce it, but if you look at the information we get back or the lack thereof, questions that are getting answered, the timing of the questions getting answered, I want to just table this right away. Hopefully that'll give them some urgency to get us these responses to Mr. Pocious's questions. So I'll make a motion to table it.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. On the
I wonder if
question,
the
I'd
mayor
just like
told
say
him to
some of
stand
the
down.
concerns that were brought up tonight were I think, credible. They asked for additional signage if this one-way was to cause traffic to go into the church. Is there a plan for additional signage?
I mean, he
in
could have
the
been
area?
like, dude, this
And
wasn't
also
gone about the
presented
right
some
way. Let's do this the
alternate
right way.
options. So, I mean,
Could have been.
I would be in support of tabling this for tonight and seeing if we can get some of those questions answered. All those in favor of tabling, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, the ayes have it, so the motion to table has passed.
That's
5C for introduction, a resolution. Resolution recognizing April 2026
They
as
just- did they say
Pennsylvania
7A?
811 Safe Digging Month.
No,
At this
they're
time, I'll
on
entertain
6,
a
or
motion
on
that item
the,
5C be introduced into its proper committee.
five, whatever.
On the question, all those in favor of introduction signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it and so moved.
What is
5D
happening?
for introduction, a resolution authorizing the mayor and other appropriate city officials to approve the execution and submission of the grant application by the city of Scranton to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for up to $175,000 in funds for Phase 2 of the all-inclusive playground that aims to create an accessible space that serves individuals of all ages and abilities.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion that item 5D be introduced into its proper committee.
So moved.
Second.
On the question,
On the question, I'm glad to see that we're applying for a grant for Phase 2 for this playground. I'm happy that we do have that playground now.
Dude,
at
she
NAR
reminds
that
me
is
of, like,
accessible, but
that smart
there
girl
could
in
certainly be more
school.
that, could be
You know what I mean?
added,
Like
and,
real quiet, smart
if
girl.
this grant is
Yeah.
awarded to the city, then we'd have the opportunity
I'd be like,
to do
dude,
that
can you
to,
help me with this
add
science? 'Cause
even more activities and equipment onto
Dude, speak
the
English. I need to go
playground,
check on
for everyone to enjoy.
English.
Thank you.
thank you. Yes, it would be great to see this grant accepted. Anyone else on the question? All those in favor of introduction signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it and so moved.
Sixth order, no business at this time. Seventh order, 7A, for consideration
Here we
by
go.
the Committee on Public Safety for adoption, filed at Council Number 12, 2026, regulating the sale and/or distribution of kratom and its active related alkaloid, included but not limited to mitragonine, and 7-hydroxymitragonine, and/or any synthetic, semi-synthetic, concentrated, or chemically modified derivatives thereof for human consumption or ingestion to minors, prohibiting the possession of kratom and its active related alkaloid, included but not limited to mitragonine and 7-hydroxymitragonine, and/or any synthetic, semi-synthetic, concentrated, or chemically modified derivatives thereof for human consumption or ingestion by minors, and providing for enforcement of these provisions, including penalties and violations.
What is the recommendation for the chairperson for the Committee on Public Safety?
As chairperson for the Committee on Public Safety, I recommend final passage of item 7A.
Second.
On the question?
Mr. President, on the question, I make a motion to table item 7A.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to table the question. Can we have a roll call to table
Can we do on the question first on the motion?
on the question?
Yes, so on the question, I've been outspoken about this for the past couple of weeks, and I've made previous motions to table, and I'm glad to see that there is one made tonight, and so I'll be voting to table it as well. I do believe that we need additional time to make these ordinances enforceable and also limit our risk for legal action against the city. I'm glad that my colleagues have now also recognized this need to table these ordinances to make these appropriate changes. And I also hope it will still be a consideration to limit the ordinances with a prohibition of the sale of synthetic kratom and having that distinguished from natural kratom leaf, which we've heard from a lot of people, a lot of constituents, and then other people from across the country that that's something that they would like to see happen. And I do appreciate Councilman Flynn and Schuster meeting with members of the administration to discuss these ordinances further. I think this is why collaboration and communication is really important between council and the administration. We don't always have to agree, but I think that was vital in this, and I appreciate that happening. That's all.
Thank you. On the question, as I stated before, we did have a productive conversation, and we also seem to be getting a lot of buy-in from individuals in the county, other municipalities within the county, and outside of the county. So I think this pause is going to create more of a buy-in from other municipalities, and hopefully we could get it passed and move forward in a concerted front.
On the question, I also agree with Councilman Schuster. I want to, thank, and Councilwoman Rothschild, thank Tom, thank Pat, and Mr. Gilbride for having the meeting with the administration. I think this is just going to make it a little stronger, actually. So I think the pause right now is good, but I also, like what Pat said, I don't think it needs to sit here for forever. Just like, the data center.
No,
ordinance has
Dylan,
been
there's
sitting there
not.
for over a month and a half. We had some discussions earlier today in our caucus to kind of ask some questions on what's going on with that one. So I just don't want to see it sit here and the administration not get back and follow up with this. So I think right now is a perfect time to pause, and I think it's only going to make it stronger with other municipalities wanting to join our efforts. So I think it's going to be good.
Thank you.
All right, so on the question, I too am in favor of just a pause, and not like what Councilman Flynn said, in no way have this sit and then, committees, or we need extensions, or we need, because I don't want to see that. The pause is good. I'll take the pause.
Thank you.
He's in a bad mood
On the
tonight.
floor, we have a motion to table, so roll call, please.
Dr. Rothschild,
Yes.
Mr. Sean McAndrew,
Yes.
Mr. Mark McAndrew,
Yes.
Mr. Flynn,
Yes.
Mr. Schuster.
Yes. I hereby declare that item 7A has been tabled.
7B for consideration by the Committee on Public Safety for adoption, file to Council Number 13, 2026, regulating the sale and/or distribution of kratom and its active related alkaloid, included hydroxymitragynine and/or any synthetic, semi-synthetic, concentrated, or chemically modified derivatives thereof for human consumption or ingestion, prohibiting the possession of kratom and its active related alkaloid, included but not limited to mitragynine and 7-hydroxymitragynine, and/or any synthetic, semi-synthetic, concentrated, or chemically modified derivatives thereof for human consumption or ingestion, and prohibiting the manufacture and production of kratom and its active related alkaloid, included but not limited to mitragynine and 7-hydroxymitragynine, and/or any synthetic, semi-synthetic, concentrated, or chemically modified derivatives thereof for human consumption or ingestion.
Thank you. What is the recommendation for the chairperson for the Committee on Public Safety?
As chairperson for the Committee on Public Safety, I recommend final passage of item 7B.
Second. Mr. President, on the question, I make a motion to table item 7B.
Second.
So we have a motion to table and a second. Anyone on the question? Roll call, please.
Dr. Rothschild,
Yes.
Mr. Sean McAndrew,
Yes.
Mr. Mark McAndrew,
Yes.
Mr. Flynn,
Yes.
Mr. Schuster.
Yes, item 7B has been tabled.
By the Committee on Development for Resolution Number 41, 2026, authorizing the mayor and other appropriate city officials to execute and enter into a grant agreement with the United States
It
Soccer
will, Kate.
Foundation,
It'll
Inc.
start.
for
It'll
a
start a
mini
domino
pitch
effect.
program grant of $100,000.
So they're done. I think they're pretty sure they're done, Jen.
What is the recommendation for the chairperson for the Committee on Community Development?
As chairperson
Oh,
for the Committee on Community Development, I recommend final passage.
It will
forgot
start
I
a
was
domino effect, so you better be ready. Better be ready.
I'm
Does
sure
it
they'll
go-
start reaching out to other municipalities to see if they'll.
Yeah. I was on the phone with Jordan, so I wasn't really paying attention to what was all being said. Man, I got all kinds of crap on my shirt.
Dude, I'm over here like, oh god, it's starting.
Riverside?
No, I thought it when you held the phone up. I thought it was.
So yeah, they in Scranton they tabled the kratom ban. He looked like his tail was in between his legs.
It's like they all just like, I don't know.
I
They're
feel
not
like
very
because
happy.
based on what happened last week, you know, and the mayor and Dr. Rothschild and all that stuff. I think with all that happened, you know, the mayor probably told them to stand down. You need to stand down, buddies.
Well, you just can't. You can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like like you cannot. This is a democracy. You know, you can't just do things the way you want to do it because you don't like something, especially if you're in the city council or legislation or whatever.
They tabled the ban ordinance, so we know it'll come back. We know.
Oh
that.
yeah. So I guess they're
Whoever
gonna like
they
do
met
more
with
research.
yesterday, I don't know who they met with yesterday. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Jordan was leaving Riverside. So he wasn't staying until I guess when they go in session again here in like what? Like right now, like 6:15 my time?
No, I thought it was. Hold on.
I mean,
Are you
7:15 my
PSD?
No, 7:15 my time.
Okay. God, I'm so confused. Dude, I'm not time zoning anymore today.
When
Man, I know that's right.
coming would really help us. It's supposed to come out in a couple weeks. You know, I heard that too behind the scenes, and then Sheldon Bradshaw testified that at Suffolk earlier.
No, I think they're in a recess or something. I hope so, anyway. I don't know what I was going to say. But
Now he wants to go over the mayor's head and try to reach out to other cities to form an army. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. Because he doesn't want to admit he's wrong. He's wrong on the way that he did this.
You know, and a good leader will admit when they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is nothing wrong in this world being wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but I will die on a hill if I know I'm right.
Yeah, same.
But, you know, but I always will. I mean, somebody, you know, I don't know. You can't do that when you're in city council and stuff, you know.
No, I'm not sure on that. But as far as the madness in these hearings, yes.
Yeah. I think they'll finally be able to, like, understand somehow the differentiating of the two. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Today was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like, they just make it so hard.
They're making it harder than what it actually needs to be, than what it actually is. You know? Like, freaking Kratom doesn't look like a pressed tab.
I hate doing, like, looking over the social studies because, like, this is not how the world works anymore. There is no justice.
Yeah.
There's no justice. Well, there is. It's just...
It's slow.
Yeah. Really slow. That's okay, though.
Okay, well, shit. Let's get up off here and go decompress until we got to go to Riverside again. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, so Mike, what happened?
Did you got to testify, Mike? Oh, yeah. Did you see what he said about the KCPA?
Yeah, it needs to be called Marshall Price Law. Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah.
Yes, indeed. You got all these KDA moms trying to get bills named after their adult kids' deaths. You know, nobody in KDA will address how or why Marshall's death. You know, why is that one okay? They're going around trying to get Kratom a Schedule I drug in all these states. Marshall died because it's a Schedule I drug in Arkansas.
Yep.
But no, they don't want to. They don't want to. I don't even know the word I'm looking for.
You just can't. I mean, you can't make it make sense. My thing is every life is important.
They talk about how, you know, we're heartless. Nah, bitch. We're not heartless. We're just sick of your shit. We've been dealing with you for years. Our sympathy went out the window a long time ago.
Well, all I know is I don't know. Actions, I don't know. I don't really want to say a whole lot. I will when I get on a soapbox one day, I suppose. I'm just saying, when you're hateful to people, like, it's hard.
Hateful, petty, just straight up nasty.
Just mean, just, I don't know. Hateful, mean. I don't know. I mean, but, you know, there's a lot of people that just want people to be miserable everywhere around them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was once you know. I
used to be so mad when I saw people happy.
I did too.
Happy. I'm like, those son of a bitches.
Mm-hmm. You know, and like I say, you know, I dealt with death. You know, my mom and dad are dead. I found my brother dead. So you you walking through your grief process right now, talking about we don't know what it feels like to be in your shoes. Yes, I do. Spiteful is the right word, Mike. They are spiteful, vindictive. Tracy, that 9 times out of 10, she says, if I was a legislator and the first time I heard about an issue was a ban bill, I would ask if it's really an issue. I can't tell you how many hearings we've watched, and kratom is not even an issue in the community.
They'll be like, so are we seeing it in our schools and our ERs? And they're like, no, it's the first time I've even heard of it today.
Yeah,
Let's ban it.
The sheriff's department's getting up there saying, no, we don't have an issue in our community.
I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Like, prove it. Oh, that kills me. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to get off here so I can go and check on, make sure this English. Yeah, he's doing English. I'm like, you do not want me to help you with that. Like, I'm a math and science lady. I ain't doing no English. Oh, anyway.
Okay. Y'all have a great night. Depends on Riverside if we're going to live stream that or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So
I don't know if they've talked about it or like, probably not. Cause I mean, they were at like 8.
when's the next one for where?
They hadn't said yet. I know last week they said they were coming back this week, but they didn't say anything. I'm guessing
where?
Scranton.
Where are you talking about, Jen?
I'm talking about Scranton. Oh yeah, it's me late. So hold on. So okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna zoom around and get this crap done around here. All right. Well, we're gonna get off of here. We'll see.
Well,
on
I
this
still
one.
don't know where you're talking about, Tracy. Are you talking about Scranton? Riverside, California is tonight. We testified at it, or I testified at it earlier, so I don't know why it's broken up. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
County, there was no verdict. They did it. They called it. They said recessed. It's recessed.
we got the one tonight.
Tracy, if you want to be alerted on any hearings coming up, you need to email Laura.
Yeah,
Laura,
yeah.
Laura at plantsandherbals.org. If you want to be part of, the Advocacy and Action Club, where, we'll testify anywhere we can. Any state, any city, any town, any county.
Anywhere.
But yeah, Laura at, there, right there. Screenshot that.
Look at my nubs. Bite me.
Normally I got the nails that,
That's true. We do now.
we don't officially have a club name, no.
Oh, man. Oh, goodness.
We just be making up names as we go. But no, it's just, Jen and I created a YouTube channel called Advocacy and Action 2019 that we share. So
Yeah, I think it's cool that we decided to do that because I just think it's cool to have like everybody go to one, and it's easy to be like advocacy and action.
Yeah, that's why we created it so that okay, so what happened that one night on the webinar with Mac? He wanted me to say where people could follow me at, and I'm sitting there telling him the T-Bish. The T-Bish. And then I'm having to spell it out.
He said it, though.
He did. He said it. But Jen and I were like, you know what? Let's create another channel that we share. It helps push out the advocacy stuff, further, So we each have our individual YouTube channel, and then we have one that we share.
I
And we
could have
just called it-
sworn I sent, man, maybe not. I don't know. I am sorry if I am thinking of someone else. I know there's like 15 Tracy's.
I think this Tracy is in New York.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. This was a few months or a couple months ago. I don't know. There's been so much going on. Like, I don't even know my own name right now. I need like a to sit in like a room and just, I need to plant something. I'm going to plant like a tomatoes or something this weekend. Made me feel better. Maybe the squirrels will probably eat all my damn tomatoes.
There's the other Tracy. There's so many
Yeah,
Tracys.
Tracy. And then there's another one. That's what I'm saying. And they're all spelled right or the same.
It's like there's so many Jens in the community. There's so many Mikes. So many Chris's. It's insane.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of Jennifers, but yes, email Laura though. More hands on deck, the better. I can't even talk. Get that
under your nose.
Yeah. Anybody that bites their nails knows you're gonna have to come in and just soak them. I wish I didn't bite my nails, but it's like part of my DNA. Only one Laura. That's true.
Oh my gosh! What a freaking day!
Oh, dude, I'm not reading that.
Man, you know what? If we put that freaking Suffolk County in Opus, that's gonna take a lot of credits.
Dude.
It was like 5 hours. I don't know how long it was.
It was almost 5 hours. Like we were pushing 5 hours.
That's gonna eat up a lot.
And there was 5 minutes of recess.
Yeah.
Heck no, dude. I mean, I love everybody that went there, but man, that not only would it,
Mike.
Every time I see that, it kills me. I don't know why.
And then people are commenting about how do you know he took Benadryl? There's other, like pills and such that has diphenhydramine in it and all that.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's the fucking active ingredient, Benadryl, dude.
I'm like,
and he's going to be called Benadryl boy.
If the mother would have told the truth, then we'd know.
True. Well, how do you say that? Diphenhydramine? Diphenhydramine Dan. Benadryl boy sounds better.
Okay, yeah, we're going to end this and go chill before the next hearing starts.
Yeah. So. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.